On tap, Founders Breakfast Stout. Hi, I'm James Knott. Today we are talking about Breakfast Stout from the Founders Brewing Company in Grand Rapids, Michigan. The brewery was founded by Mike Stevens and David Engbers in 1997. It was rated the 4th best brewery in the world by ratebeer.com for 2010, and they currently distribute to 17 states and the District of Columbia. Breakfast Stout is a seasonal beer that is available from September to December. It is an imperial stout made with Sumatra and Kona coffee. Beware, if you don't like coffee, you might not like this beer. Other ingredients include flaked oats and both bitter and sweetened chocolate. It has 8.3% alcohol by volume and 60 bitterness units. Try drinking it in a snifter at around 50 degrees Fahrenheit. Adam, what flavors are you pulling out of this?
Well, first off, I gotta say, the training wheels are off with this beer. I mean, this is definitely a very solid beer. There's a lot of flavor going on with it. But I think they're true to their word. It's a double chocolate, coffee, oatmeal stout. There's heavy chocolate flavors. I think the first flavor you get is coffee, then you get some chocolate to it, then you get an oatmeal with a little bit of sweetness, like a cinnamon brown sugar oatmeal. I think the one flavor that's missing for a breakfast stout, bacon.
Joby, is this a beer for the masses?
James, I don't think so. I mean, but then again, I don't think most craft beers are. If they wanted to be a beer for the masses, they'd produce a BMC, Bud Light, Miller Lite, Coors Light beer. I don't think they're going with this beer when they're making it to please everybody that drinks beer. You know, this beer is a special beer that, like Chef was saying, it's got that coffee, deep chocolate, and oatmeal taste in it. So no, I don't think it's a beer for the masses at all.
Would you say, Mark, that this is a beer for coffee lovers?
I think that somebody who enjoys the flavor of coffee could enjoy this beer. I think there's a little bit of a difference between enjoying coffee and enjoying coffee-flavored beverages. Chef and I were just talking about this. I'd love to wake up in the AM and have coffee. I think I could wake up in the AM and have this, because it's, as Chef so succinctly put it, it's kind of like breakfast in a bottle. But to go back to your question, do I pick up on coffee? Definitely.
If you don't like coffee, can you like this beer?
I think that you can like coffee and hate this beer, but you have to like coffee to like this beer.
That's absolutely true.
Yeah.
The bottle says double chocolate coffee oatmeal stout. So the oats usually add a creamy mouthfeel. Like, would you say creamy describes this beer?
It's definitely not as creamy as you would think of like a traditional oatmeal stout because of the other flavors that go along with it. You pick up the other flavors first. You're going to pick up the coffee note is the beginning, then you're going to pick up that double chocolate, and the oatmeal is that last finish to it, but it's not ultra creamy, ultra smooth. There's definitely some bitterness to it.
Joby, this beer is 60 IBUs. Another beer that's 60 IBUs is Dogfish Head 60-minute IPA. So, but there's a definite difference in perception in the bitterness. Can you expand on that?
Oh, definitely. I mean, it's amazing to think that both of those beers, 60 and then this, have the same IBU, the bitterness rating for them. Going to the 60-minute for a second, that beer is almost overwhelming because the aftertaste is too bitter for me. This aftertaste is almost unbalanced for me because of the strong chocolate. It's almost like a baker's chocolate, not like a milk chocolate.
Like a semi-sweet.
Like a baker's chocolate aftertaste. So it is kind of amazing that both of them have the same IBUs, but the two ends of the spectrum there.
So Mark, are you perceiving any of the hop bitterness in this beer?
I don't pick up on any of the bitterness or any of the hops or any combination of hop bitterness. To me, it's just a very smooth, mellow, malty mouthfeel. I mean, I enjoy this beer immensely. I'm not too big into hops. It's just and boom goes the dynamite. It's a wonderful beer.
Is anyone perceiving the alcohol in here? I mean, I thought in my first sip I tasted it, but I'm not really getting it now.
I think when you first smell it, and then sip it, you're gonna get that a little bit of that alcohol taste just in the first sip. But I think as you sit here and drink it, and I think as it warms up a little bit, the flavors are more predominant, and that alcohol flavor, and that there was kind of a very, very bitter smell to it at the beginning, but I don't get it now.
Right. They say the American Double Stout gets its inspiration from the Imperial or the Russian Imperial Stout. I mean, for me, I felt like the Russian Imperial Stout beers really gave that alcohol smell and taste to them, but this not so much. So, you know, I think the alcohol is definitely masked well in this beer.
All right, let's get some quick ratings here.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it an 8. I think this is a fantastic beer. I think there's a lot of flavor going on it, but I do think that there's a place and time for this beer.
Okay, Joey.
Yeah, I'm a little bit lower than Chef here. I'm going with a 6. Again, you know, it might be a great beer the way it's brewed, the way the ingredients are pieced together, but for me it's all about taste. How am I feeling after I drink this beer? I would order it again, but you know, probably wouldn't seek it out or recommend it to others in the future.
Okay, Mark.
Well, my glass is empty, and it's an 8.
It's an 8. You liking it, huh?
Hands down.
All right. Breakfast Stout scores a 7.3 on the BBA scale. Which coffee stout is your favorite? Do you feel a caffeine kick when you drink it? Let us know in the comments section. I'm James Knott, and this is your Better Beer Authority.
Better Beer Authority.